Hello and good afternoon to one and all present here. We are delighted to have you all on board for our webinar on emerging careers for commerce and management students. Today we have quite an esteemed panel here with us who are experts in their particular domain and are here to guide students aspiring to pursue a career in commerce and management. I would like to start with the introduction with Mr. Chitresh Kumar. Mr. Kumar is currently associated as a faculty member with Eastern Institute for Integrated Learning and Management, Kolkata. With over 12 years of experience in academics and 6 years in the corporate sector, he is a dynamic and powerful transformational leader engaged in shaping young minds for the country. Welcome, Mr. Kumar. We are delighted to have you on board. We also have Mr. Rajiv Poddar, who is a teacher and a mentor and has been nominated for Padma Shri twice. Due to paralysis, he is in quarantine for the last 40 years and has received formal education only till class 2. With over 3 decades, thousands of students have learned economics and accountancy from him for free of cost. His desire to spread knowledge among the student fraternity led him to set up non-profit organization called Knowledge Capsules, where he sheds light on the latest happenings in and around the world in a storytelling approach with attractive visuals. Welcome, Mr. Poddar. We also have Mr. Dilip Shah with us, who is the Dean, Student Affairs at Bhawanipur College. He has been a part of the Training and Education Committee of ICSI for over 25 years. Presently, he is on the IGRP of the National Stock Exchange, MCXSX, and the Clearing Corporation. He happens to be one of the most sought after faculties at all the 3 professional statutory bodies in the commerce field, namely the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. He has also spoken extensively at various management institutes, chambers of commerce, clubs, and colleges in India, which include IIMs and IITs. Lastly, welcome, Mr. Shah. Lastly, on a panel, we have Dr. Preetam Pal, who is the group director of a 4-decade-old legacy of Regional College of Management and also the CEO of Swash. He is a PhD doctorate with over 25 years of experience in the industry, and his algorithm in cloud carry a global usage and patents. Welcome, Dr. Pal. I would request Dr. Shah, who is our moderator for the evening, to take the discussion forward. We look forward to a very insightful discussion for all the commerce and management aspiring students. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shivangi. Thank you, everybody being here. I think that it's a very pertinent question and at a good point of time. I think right now students would be seeking admissions after class 12. And many of them must be pondering whether to join BCom, whether to join BBA, whether to join BSc Economics, or whether to take up, of course, many will go into engineering and things like that. We are not talking about people going into medical and arts as faculty, because that is from where commerce and management as a stream would emerge. In a brief introduction that I have had with Sri Chitresh Kumar, he would like to cover an ambit where management education and entrepreneurship will be there. He'll talk about that. Mr. Rajiv Poddar has been training lots of students in economics and accounts and many other things. He has been known to me because we had a TEDx event in the college in which he was one of the most sought after speakers, and we must have uploaded because we've had 4 rounds of TEDx BSc. And in all that, I think we must be having 28, 25 odd speakers who must have spoken. Till date, I think he is followed by maximum number of people. So Rajiv Poddar is here and I'm very happy to see him. And he's an inspiration in himself with the kind of odds that he has faced, how he has triumphed. It's an inspiration for all of you all to hear and, learn from him, imbibe the virtues that he has. See, this topic, apparently I'd like to just make some opening remarks on which others can also react. Today, I mean, the scenario has quite changed. About 10, 15 years back, a person coming into commerce would probably think of doing chartered accounting or company secretary or cost accounting along with a BCom. And then, of course, he might do an MCom or he might not do an MCom. but these subjects, these areas, and then combination of them. A lot of them you would find have done all three. Many of them you would find having done company secretaryship and chartered accounting. You will find those kind of variations. You'll also find students of commerce going into management education. Largely, so far as the management education is concerned, and my association with so many management institutes where I've been visiting, I have generally found that a good number, maybe about 90+%, come with an engineering background. Whether I'm talking about IIMs or whether I'm talking about XLRI, XIMB, so many of the places where I have been. Now the question is that the competition is becoming tougher and tougher. There are many more institutes that have come up. And today it is not exactly correct to say that if we seek an admission into the IIMs only, then you are getting into the best of the institutes. I think those days are over. For example, let me cite an example. This year itself, one student of our college cracked 10 IIMs, not one. She got into 10 IIMs. And she also cracked IIFT, Delhi, and she also cracked MDI, Gurgaon. And she justified and explained to me why she is taking admission into MDI, Gurgaon. So she did not take in, out of 10 IIMs, she did not take in any of them. And she justified it to me. And believe me, I am quite convinced about what she explained, why she wants to go into MDI, Gurgaon. So gone are the days when these institutes were the only Mecca and the Medina of management education. Those days are not there any longer. And that's why the students need to be upgraded now. I think we also have a lot of people who study BSc economics, and they ultimately, many of them end up studying management also. So that is also there. Nowadays, we have qualifications like MSc Finance. I am aware of MSc Finance being offered by a very premium institute like Bajaj. What is it called in Bombay? Jamnalal Bajaj Management Institute, JBIM. They are offering MSc Finance, which is on the lines of the London School of Economics. So that also is of a very great repute. And a lot of people are doing very well after having studied that. We have a lot of people doing CFA. CFA is another area that many people get into. There are a lot of people who take actuaries as a course. A lot of people study actuarial science. And that also is a sought after career option. So a lot of career options have emerged. In fact, today itself, I came across somebody who's doing a professional course called Insolvency and Bankruptcy. So the person is studying, and believe me, with the 10 lakh crore rupees worth of NPAs, which all the banks together have, this course also is going to be in huge demand, without any doubt. I'm sure that the course will be very tough, but it is going to be in huge demand, because if 10 lakh crore rupees of NPAs are to be liquidated, then in that case, you can understand that insolvency and bankruptcy can be a very, very powerful occupation or profession also. So a lot of things have come up, and as we go ahead with the discussion, we will discover more areas, many more ideas will hit us. And with people like Dr. Preetham Pal, who represents industry also, I think we will hear more things that the industry is looking forward to. So I think as an opening remark, I think we have laid the canvas quite broad, and we'll start with Rajiv Poddar, because he deals with students at the level of class 11, 12, and then he continues dealing with them as a mentor for a very long time. And I have known people who revere Mr. Poddar, and they look upon him for even the smallest of things. The knowledge capsule that he is running is something that I have been following. I have gone through a couple of them. Somehow Mr. Poddar has stopped sending it to me anymore. So we'll start with Rajiv Poddar. So Mr. Poddar, can you make your observations? Over to you.
सर उनसे चालू करते हैं, फिर मैं सेकंड आता हूँ सर.
अच्छा वैसा. Okay, fine. So then in that case, we'll start with management as a vertical, because we are talking about commerce and management. Of course, we can take certain liberties and we can talk about certain other things as well. No problem. So Mr. Chittesh Kumar, you can make your initial observation for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, sir. So, see, when we talk about career, sir, what we have to first keep in mind that, as a career choice, a person can be either a generalist or a specialist. Now we have to consider the backdrop as well. Like you rightly mentioned, I did my MBA and I am also an engineer. I did my mechanical engineering and thereafter I did my MBA. So that was the norm. But right now, since the world is opening up and we can also say this COVID has accelerated many things. So many things were happening in the background maybe, but because of this COVID, it surfaced. To people like us, everybody, we are seeing that there are, maybe irreversible changes that are happening, taking place. So Charles Darwin has mentioned that we become the strongest species because we are able to adapt to the changing circumstances. It is not because we were the fastest or we are the strongest among all the contestants. So we need to understand that we need to realign ourselves. So when we consider, sir, the backdrop that is there, so artificial intelligence is actually we are expecting that many of the jobs that are repetitive in nature, that are kind of less brain is involved in doing them, kind of adhering to certain rules and regulations, you are following just orders. So these type of jobs are no longer going to be there. So we need to understand that we have to make our position secure, and then what are the choices that we can consider. So along with this situation, we have to understand that if we are going to be a sought after person later on, we have to be irreplaceable, kind of. We have to be mastering certain things which are human in nature, which will require our decision making, which cannot be easily replicated by some algorithm. So when we consider that, we have to understand what are the general choices that are. In general, there are only 4 types of career choices a person can make. I'm talking about a structural decision. It is not just something which I am preparing, I did a course and then I got a job and then I learned that this thing needs to be done. I did another course. So this is there. This is gradual transformation, but I'm talking about structural differences. Either a person can be an employee, a person will be working in an organization, they will be, let's say, they will give certain value to the places where they will be, sought after. I mean, what are the responsibilities given to them? So that is there. On the other hand, a person can be self-employed. Like the earlier examples were lawyers, the doctors, then you can say the chartered accountants, the people who, based on their skill, they earn money. If they do not be there, their earning will be stopped. Now, this can easily be transformed into in the business. Even if you do not go, your earnings still do not stop. So you are leveraging on others' abilities. So this can be done by entrepreneurs, people who are, and India as a country, since we have a very young group of people, our average age of people is pretty young. Considering countries like Japan, considering countries like US. So we have this plethora of people joining this startup frenzy. So what we understand, sir, that as entrepreneurs, you have a chance to develop your own business, which requires certain, you have to be very strong, you have to face failures, you have to have large tolerance for failure. Unfortunately, our education system does not, encourage that. We are always, first, only IIMs, only IITs. This is the mindset. I will say it's a mind blockage, which, sir, you have mentioned that we are coming out of it. I'm very glad that we are coming out. In fact, creativity cannot, prosper unless we we tolerate failure, unless we allow people to learn from failure. So a person who is doing a business has got enormous scope, and their management comes. In fact, all the 3 options that I spoke about, management education plays a large role. The last option will be to become an investor, where you are not the one who is going to be, toiling that much, but then you have to find people. You have to find places where they will grow your money, where your money will be toiling. So these are the 4, mindset that you can, take. And these are not compartmentalized things. One person who is an employee can definitely be another investor as well, which I strongly encourage. So these are the basic dimensions. Then if we consider, sir, when the world is what we are facing every day, there is huge opportunity in terms of this big data analytics. This is a new discipline that is coming up. So for a management student, point number 1, like you mentioned, CFT, Chartered Financial, like CFA, CFT, both these courses are there. A person can be in that. You can have a financial analyst post. You can be a social media marketer. Many students in new jobs, they're so conversant with this social media, so adept at creating blogs, so adept at creating videos. So these are the people who are entrusted with managing the entire marketing like with that media. So students who are having that knack, because they are automatically gravitated towards these things. So I feel that this can provide a wonderful opportunity. At the same time, you have also, you can be acting as a data scientist as well. It requires some additional training. So digital marketing is one area which we see every day, new opportunities are coming up. We see as big data analysis, these are known as data analytics. So that is one area. Then the other choices, like the common, you have to work as a marketing manager and work your way towards the forward. So if you take management as a discipline, your conventional path is also very bright. Because if you look at all the CEOs of various companies, in most cases, they have only MBAs. So you have a comprehensive idea based on which you face difficulty, you solve problems, and you move on. So in my opening remark, I would like to conclude by, one has to make a choice based on what is one's strength and weaknesses. So you stick towards your strength and gradually you make the best use of the opportunities. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. I think you have made a lot of ground. You've explained about self-employment, management education, big data, digital marketing, as an investor, how you could move yourself in the present scenario, etc. So a lot of things there. There could be questions from those areas, but we'll come to that afterwards. So let's have the opening remark from Sri Rajiv Poddar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for remembering me. I'll surely send you the capsules from now on. The point is, sir, since I deal with class 11, 12 students, and today is one of the biggest days because CBSE result just came out. Class 12 students are ago, and people are flooding me. Kya karna, what to do, what not to do. I tell them that aap log is baar class 12 mein gaye ho, I go every year. You are facing this problem right now, I deal with it every year. So I have to tell them that do this, do that. As usual, as you said earlier, it used to be BCom, CS, or some few CS. These were the obvious options. But now things that the choices have increased by manyfold. I am hearing people going for chef after looking at master chef. Now people are doing actual science, as you said, that is creating a lot of, because of data and maths, it is creating a lot of scope for people. Hotel management and tourism, this is also becoming a big place people are venturing to go. So the usual suspects, CA, CFA, along with BCom, and you do the MBAs after that, that is obvious. But I believe that law can also very big option. As sir said, 10 lakh crores, just it's a open place, it's a sitter, that the amount of litigation that will happen, the amount of job people are going to get as a lawyer. So that is also a very big thing. But I believe that out of all the things that, you see, we all follow three things: M1, M2, M3. Marks, money, and means. I believe that M1, M2, M3. Marks, people always follow the marks. M2 is marks, money. Money is the ultimate thing, and mean. Elon Musk said, one who controls the means controls the universe. And that is what is happening right now. And I think that for M1, M2, M3, we need the M4, that is the mindset and mentality. What I say, as the earlier speaker said, very rightly said, that we have been doing the same thing again and again repeatedly. We are becoming a machine type of thing. We need to do something extra, the creative, which only our brain can do. Humans can adapt the best out of all the living creatures on this planet Earth. We came very last. As he said in Darwin came, he said that we came very last, but we are ruling this planet because we can adapt to the situation. And right now, I think that what can change, what can be the X factor is knowledge. That is why I made my organization, that is a different thing. But knowledge, I think, is ultimate. I say a small short line from Harivansh Rai Bachchan or something. ज्ञान के मंच पर सब एक सवार है, विधि का विधान पलट दे, तो वो मास्ट ज्ञान है। सो आज से ठान ले, गांठ बांध दे कि कर के कुरुक्षेत्र में न रूप काम आता है, न झूठ काम आता है, न जाति काम आती है, न बाप काम आता है, सिर्फ ज्ञान ही आपको आपका हक दिलाता है। That means knowledge is supreme. No one else can come close to it. No nepotism will work. If you are knowledgeable enough, you can control the universe. And for that, you need to go beyond the books. We don't want to become parrots. Parrots are good in skies, not in the classroom. As I said, we need to be outward looking, see beyond the books. And that is why I think whatever you do, Shraddha se do. I'm just going to put one word of mine. My formal education is till class 2. I'm not drawing sympathy. I'm not trying to become a hero. I'm just giving an example that my formal education is only till class 2. And I never went to school after that. And I teach 11, 12 economics all over India on an academy also. How? Because of one thing, that I read something with Shiddat and passion, that is newspapers. The Telegraph was my best friend. What I'm trying to imply is that whatever you do, BCom, BBA, CFA, actuaries, do law, do it with Shiddat and passion. That is the only way you will be able to stand out in the crowd. Opportunities are galore. I'm just giving you another example. Last 1 week, there's been turmoil. Well, the last 1 week, China has played its card brutally. And people are seeing what is they're doing. I'm just giving you an example for you. Very, very important. It's the most monumental change you will ever find. They are saying the most monumental change in 1978. 50 years, the biggest change is happening in China right now. 1 week, they have brutalized their EdTech company, that is education technology companies, real estate, they butchered the real estate, and they are after healthcare, everything. Why are they doing it? That is because their population is very less, young population, which we have an advantage. 40% of India's population is below 18. Just imagine 40% below 18, and therefore I guess 20% is below 18. We have a huge thing. We may not be able to beat China in terms of manufacturing. They are the factory of the world. We can't beat them, but we can surely beat them in manpower. I'm telling you, what China is doing right now is want to promote more and more people to get more kids, and that is why they are reducing their cost. That is why their real estate they have hit education sector, so that education becomes cheap and people get more kids. And that is what they're doing. But that will take time. In the meantime, we can take advantage. मंजिल मिल ही जाएगी, भटकते ही सही, गुमराह तो वो है जो घर से निकले ही नहीं. At least we need to try and we can transform it. Right now, as I said, whatever subject you do, chahe law, chahe CA, CFA, or do it with Shiddat. And I think, again, whatever my experiences are, nowadays, whenever the employment comes, whenever people are invited for interviews, they are flooded with applications. क्या होता है? 19-20 मार्क का फर्क होता है. Someone is CA, someone is CFA, someone is other subject, other stream, whatever. क्या फर्क होता है? 19-20 मार्क का फर्क. What stands out in the crowd now is that you need to become, you have to have the knowledge. You need to have something X factor, extra beyond that. Whatever is there in the books, everyone has read. You need X factor. That according to his knowledge. Knowledge is the ultimate power. And I keep on telling my students that you cannot, if you go for an interview, if you sit in the society, if you sit in a social location, and you're talking about themselves, then you can talk about China, you can talk about America, not the tidbits of the notification, the real story behind it. And that, I think, is a game changer. So what China has done in the last 10 days is the biggest boost that we are doing. They're scared of us. First time it is shown that they are really scared that they're aging population and they will not be able to survive properly if they don't make it up. And in the meantime, we have a young population and we have a sitter in front of us. So all the youths, whoever is listening to it, do not let your guards down and just don't let this pandemic bog you down. I'm telling you one more thing that you should do. You see, I am totally against students indulging in stock market trading. I'm absolutely against, because it is a weapon of mass destruction. Trading, option, futures, people get so much, they get attracted, glued to it. Oh, I said that if it is so easy, no one will work in under an employee. सब सुबह बैठेंगे, टाई पहन के बैठेंगे, टाई पहन के दरकारी सुबह बड़बड़ा से बैठेंगे, कंप्यूटर चालू करेंगे, they will hit the trade. 3:30 बजे हो गया, शाम को मस्ती करके again repeat. That doesn't happen. But I'm totally against stock. But I think that because of this pandemic, 10 years में जितने account खुलते, the amount of accounts that have opened in last 10 years would have opened in next 10 years has opened in the last 1 year, and it is going to compound like anything. So I think most important, students, you should all do, boys, girls, everywhere, take a stock market class, because that is the financial literacy is everywhere. Financial inclusion is not there, and they keep on burning their fingers. Even if you don't do technical analysis, we all know ratio analysis and all this. Whatever subject your commerce schools are there, you just do stock market classes of fundamentals. That will make you save your money. Every penny saved is penny earned. So more than anything, you need to be very careful about it. And people indulge in like stock market, मेरे पास डेली फोन आता है, फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर स्टूडेंट, सर आई एम गोइंग टू बाय दिस, आई हैव अ hunch this will go up, sir I told you this will go up, but that is the how does. But stock market is something which I think that you should know about it, because that is the place where the entire money is generated. Capital market is something, but for that, as I said, I'm totally against it totally, but you need to do it, and for that you need to be very, very careful. So whatever you're doing, CA, CFA, whatever, but take a practical class about it and indulge in little bit of investing from now on. Catch them young, know the power of compounding. Then that will be the place where you can earn millions. But for that, you need to know it right now, the entire tricks. Otherwise, you're going to fail. Everyone see a poster boy, Warren Buffett and Rakesh Jhunjhunwala. But there are thousands of people who have got massacred and they burned their hands and their house in the stock market. So I will be literally saying that stock market is a very good place where you should little bit have knowledge so that you can, because we are all educated, we are common students, we are all aware of the entire thing. Why not have a better game plan before venturing into it? All this is, as I said, the new education policy has come into being. As I said, they are thinking about creative learning, they are discarding the rote learning part. And sir, I remember Dilip Shah sir was one person when I went for that in 2016, when I went to the TED Talk, I gave a TED Talk, then he used to tell me that our college, I don't know, I remember, if it is open for 170 days, we have 180 events. He told me something like that. I was shocked. 170 days and 180 events. That is what I think. These exposures are really going to transform everything. So I think of all the things, whatever you do, Shiddat se do, there are options that you have got in BCom in a commerce subject, and nowadays the UPSC thing coming up very well if you plan properly. And now UPSC what? All knowledge, all latest current affairs. So CA, you do this book, okay. CFA, you do this book, okay. But UPSC is you have to prepare everywhere. And that is why I think catch them young. Start right now. Do it with shiddat and passion. And I'm telling you, nothing is going to stop the world. As they say, chakde pate dabde killi subah jalandhar sham Delhi. बचा देंगे, हिला देंगे, कर देंगे. मैंने कह दिया ना, वो क्या ना, चिड़िया डालू बाज उड़ावा, गीदड़ डूबे शेर बनावा, सवा लख कर जावा, तामे नाम गोविंद सिंह कहावा. Whatever the meaning is, that चिड़िया डाल को बाज उड़ावा. Make a bird fight with the eagle. Make a gidar, a tiger. Fight with 1.5 lakh people. There you are called Guru Gobind Singh. So that is what I said. Make us, because you youth are the biggest asset India has. India doesn't have big land, India doesn't have money, but the youth are the people future, and you people can do the ultimate thing. So as I said, I can go on, I do cheat a lot. People call me for 1 hour, I can speak for 3 hours of non-stop. I got a lot of share shairis and a lot of viewers, but keeping in mind the restrictions of being a private, I'll end with one last quote. कि लहरों को शांत देकर ये बस समझना कि समंदर में रवानी नहीं है, जब भी उठेंगे तूफान बनकर उठेंगे, अभी उठने की ठानी नहीं है. But now we are up to the mark, and I'm telling you, to keep track of China, they have done huge thing. They might be going back to total socialism. They have changed the capitalist free economy, and this is a big murmur. It's not coming out in the open, but no country, even a size of China, can do such drastic step and kill its own companies like Alibaba, Tencent, and all this without a plan. They have a big plan, and Zhai Shipping is trying to become the king, the real king of China. And in that process, we have a chance, and we should not miss that out. So here we go. Let's carry on, sir. Sorry, sir.
Thank you, Rajiv ji. Thank you so much.
I exceeded the time.
No, thank you. Actually, you reminded me. It's all about exposure, the kind of exposure you are able to give to your students. It's all about the students taking the initiative of the various exposures that you happen to give. And it is all about having self-confidence and therefore indulge in the depth of knowledge actually. On the surface, because you see what happens is that we are in a time when everything is available to everybody. So we are available those kind of times. But at the same time, not too many people go into the details and the depths. And it is there that opinions lie. And once you have opinions, as you rightly said, that take an opinion, even if it is a wrong opinion, you will learn it out of that. Learn out of that. So that is a very good contribution.
Very important. I remember, sir, when I went to your, Bhawanipur, you were teaching, you were getting the live broadcast from NSC, and you were telling the people, students that you come and train virtually and get a live experience about how it is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
These are the ultimate thing, I think, more than the beyond.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll just share this with you. For so many people, how I believe students should learn. Say, Bhawanipur is known for getting celebrities, whether it is Akshay Kumar or whether it is Amitabh Bachchan or whether it is anybody. We get them all live in the college, and the students see how we get them live free of cost. We don't pay them anything.
Oh my God!
We get them free of cost, and the students actually see the way in which the entire negotiation happens and how we ultimately get them, and not one. In series, lines say, it's like that.
I know, sir. I went
to tell you, during the pandemic,
the entire office was open. Students were working in his chair. He was sitting in his chair and using the computer.
So I'll tell you, during this pandemic, we have done 120 events. So today itself, we had an event where Mr. Parambir Chakra Vijeta Vikram Batra, his father was there with us. And we had Yogendra Singh Yadav, also Parambir Chakra, because we were celebrating Kargil, and they were all there online. Now, the students need to see how a person who is a Jawan, Yogendra Singh Yadav was a Jawan. As a Jawan, he bears 17 bullets. 17 bullets he is hit with. And still he fights. And he survives. And he is live in front of the students. कि 17 bullets खा करके मैं आपके सामने जिंदा हूँ. We have to have faith in ourselves. It cannot be. You can't have better real life heroes. ये hero है. I mean, then that is what inspires the students. Sir, 17 bullets. I said, और तुम मेरे को बोलते हो कि बरसात हो गया and therefore I cannot come. What nonsense, यार. 17 बुलेट खा करके ये आदमी तुम्हारे सामने खड़ा है. और तुम बोल रहे हो बरसात आ गया, पानी भर गया.
Excuses of a coward, sir. वो तो चलते ही रहेगा. There is no point.
I mean, and when you put this example, this is learning. This is what I mean by exposure. कारगिल दिवस सेलिब्रेट करो ना. 15 अगस्त तो सारी दुनिया सेलिब्रेट करती है. Let them understand कि कारगिल दिवस कैसे हुआ. That we had a truce with few of the posts in Kargil. I mean, just for the benefit of everybody. And we had agreed that India will not man those posts because of weather. And Pakistan will also not man some of the posts. That was an understanding. हम हट गए और इन लोगों ने अपने पोस्ट को कैप्चर कर लिया घुसपैठी बन के. And then the entire Kargil story started. Now the story is very simple that you are fighting somebody who's up there. वहां से वो पत्थर फेंकता है तो बॉम्ब की तरह गिरता है. आप नीचे उसके साथ में लड़ नहीं सकते हो. And how these soldiers fought and how we won it all. It's a story that students should hear and get motivated. There are no odds which we cannot win over. And that is the reason why exposure makes a lot of sense. And that is the role of the educational institutions today. Handhold them, show them. कि देखो ये आदमी तुम नहीं आए क्यों कल कि बिकॉज बरसात हो रहा था और ये आदमी 17 बुलेट खा करके ही इज फाइटिंग. एंड ये विक्रम बत्रा के पिताजी बोल रहे हैं कि आई एम प्राउड दैट आई हैड अ सन हु आई वाज एबल टू डेडिकेट फॉर द नेशन. ये उसके पिताजी बोल रहे हैं लाइव. These are the people to look at. I think students must, regardless of whatever stream, ये जो जुनून अंदर में जो पैदा होता है, तो जज्बा जो पैदा होता है, whether they take up any vertical in life, these boys will definitely triumph. That is what I have to say. I think चलो बहुत सारी बातें हुई, कुछ विषय से हटके भी हुई है. We have Dr. Pritam Pal over here, and he is from RCM, and we request Dr. Pritam Pal to make his remarks, please. So, Dr. Pal.
Thank you so much. And I, for an instance, actually became one of the viewers. And it is, when it's all said, the great educators, Podar sir, hats off to you. You are a great speaker, I should say. Fantastic. When I'm thinking how many movies you watch in a year. You know almost all of them.
The only thing I do, I will tell you what I do. I'll show you. I've got 5 TV in my room. I'll show you. This is one TV. That one is on the ceiling. Every wall I have mine has a TV. But I do not indulge in any of the movie thing. I do not watch. I watch news, but not SRK, not Sushant Riya Kangana, not Shilpa Rajkundra. I just pick the news and distribute to the people. Sir, carry on. If you talk,
Yeah.
if you let me talk, I won't let anyone else talk. I can carry for 3 hours. That is the only thing I do. I watch TV.
I come from a bit of a different school of thought. So I've been an employee. I've worked as a network engineer, as a project manager to a top MNC company way back 25, 26 years back. Beyond that, then being a CEO and being a consultant to more than about 300 plus companies. My experience across time. So the world keeps on changing, which very rightfully has been said within the panelist itself, that self-employment has come up, skill-based income is coming up, entrepreneurship is very important. A lot of fields. So I think there are more spread of master's degrees. Today I've got management in finance, management in agri, management in data. As many words are there in the dictionary, most probably in a year or two, I think so you would have a management in that. Very perfectly said, the 3 M's, which are the main parts. There is something that I've been an AI ML, my typical job performance has been into writing a lot of algorithms on distributed cloud computing, coherence of hybrid technologies and stuff like that. And I've been in the management field for the last 4 or 5 years. So I've been a group director to RCM also. It's my learning, which is majorly from students and my corporate co-partners whom I've worked with so many years for more than 2 decades. Beyond everything, okay, today, yes, things have sped up very, very quickly because of the COVID pandemic. But then again, I would say it's nature's progression, whichever way it works. But there are 3 things which has come up. Today, 360 degrees satisfaction of a person is important. So you would have heard a lot of people, dying out of depressions, a lot of people killing themselves. I have a few friends that I know who committed suicide because of debt during COVID. And very, very powerful socialites. You would never imagine strong people like him, like them, who actually took their life, and which life is the biggest asset. To that realization, it so happened that 3 elements which are very, very important to the development of any kind of career, okay, is in whichever career you choose post-commerce, there is a huge abundance of opportunity in the market. Market never stops. So if there is a downfall of the stock market, then also there's an opportunity. If there is an up of the market, then also there's an opportunity. If companies are closing down, lawyers are making money. If real estate is going down, people with the money are buying low-cost real estate. So at every sine curve of this industry, of the economics of this kind of world, there is always an opportunity. Opportunity is never lacked. It is only about identifying it. But having said that, 3 elements that today's students should actually look at is happiness, humanity, and health. When I say health, it is health of mind, okay, health of family, health of society around you. So we all are around a set of people, we live around a set of people. That set of people keeps on changing across time, but we should be always responsible, okay, with the health around the society and the people that we are working with, my office colleagues or my neighborhood or my family. That's one. The factor of humanity creates a very big thing. Today, ethics are important. Money definitely is important. That's what gets you a bread and butter, your roof, everything else, But humanity, humanly earning money and not losing humanity within a student is a very, very core culture that every student across the fraternity should have. It may be a medical doctor, it might be an engineer, it might be an MBA, a commerce graduate, right across the fraternity of students who are going out there to be somebody, to do something, to change the society, to transform the way things happen. Okay, humanity is one of the biggest element which needs to be trained, which is actually a gap in the education system today. Third is happiness. At the end of the day, whatever you do, you should be satisfied, you should be happy. Now, happiness doesn't come out of books, doesn't come out of a lot of bookish knowledge. It comes out of a lot of practical knowledge. I'm speaking in front of panelists who could say this much, much better than I can. But I'm sure everybody understands on the other side that, if you follow your passion and you skill yourself around your passion, okay, you would normally be happy. Having said that, the people that are there are either opportunity creators or opportunity users. So you are talking about entrepreneurs, okay, or you're talking about the jobs that the entrepreneurs create, who are going to do a job for a particular, let's say a business analytic guy, a data science guy, a project manager, a system analyst, and so on and so forth. Digital marketing, okay, so which is now gone from digital marketing, which was actually 7 years back, it has gone to digital media communication management. It's not marketing anymore. So marketing has become a small topic on the big scenario. So the biggest element right now is work around your passion, because today the corporate world is not looking at a sales manager or looking at maybe a hierarchical system. Today, all the corporates around the world, if you look at how US works, we have a lot of clients in the US, okay? They call us up and they tell us, Dr. Paul, tell me, what is your pool of skills? So, I might have a guy who writes great and also is a project manager. His communication, English media communication is great. He's also a project manager. He's also a scrum master. So I would say to my client, to the country, that I have got 27 hours of artificial intelligence specialty. I have got 300 hours of machine learning specialty. I've got X hours of project management capacity, scrum capacity, sprints capacity, so on and so forth, right? So today, embedding yourself around the skills which help your passion would create a major impact when you go out there in the world. So today, people are looking at emerging careers. They are supposed to look at who they are, what makes them happy, what is the skill I can, because the world is changing, sir. The world is changing. It has never, it was changing, supposed to change in 5 years. It has changed in 5 months. Okay, but that is how the world is, There were dinosaurs, then there are no dinosaurs. It happens. Okay. Now, in this changing world, the only migration is, machine learning is going to take over. Artificial intelligence is going to take over. You had 20 human resource people, today it is automatic. Everything can just go. The CEO himself can do the payroll, payslip, attendance, everything is automatic. I don't need somebody signing an attendance register. He walks into my office, his attendance is tracked automatically from his mobile phone. Mobility has increased, 4G has increased. So the need of human is going to be replaced by machines. Do not have a doubt about it. This is reality. But what cannot change is what the students should plan themselves for. For example, relationship management. You can change the banking system as much, but a human needs to talk to a customer and build that relationship, communicate with them, understand the sentiment of the customer and hold on to the bank. A human needs to say somebody that, okay, this is the kind of profit you will get. This is where you invest. The intellect of a human and the sentiment, okay, which you are marketing is something humans cannot change. That is something humans can provide. A machine cannot provide sentiment. A machine cannot ideate. So humans can have crazy ideas, They can say that, okay, fine, I'll start selling real estate in the moon. Very much possible. They can ideate, they can innovate. These three factors, relationships, okay, ideation, innovations. These are the three things from which humans are needed. The sentiment, as Sir said, the sentiment of a Jawan in a Kargil war, okay, it cannot be replaced by a machine. Okay, if they are fighting, if a machine is fighting the war, it will keep on fighting. Okay, if the other machine on the side actually gets ruptured, nobody's going to carry him back. Okay, you are done, you are finished. The machine is broken. This machine keeps on working. That's very monotonous, very straightforward. But a human would think, okay, fine, this can happen later. I should save my soldier on my right. Okay, or I should protect somebody on the back. My country, I'm fighting for my country. That sentiment is something which a machine cannot reflect or close. So my opening, this is what I want to say, that students with commerce or science or management or any career they choose, they should enable their skills to the extent of non-replacement where humans cannot be replaced. Machines, yes, they are there. Today you need somebody to write an AI code. Tomorrow artificial intelligence through machine learning and cognitive science will be writing the code without a human. A human just says, okay, I need this. That's it. They understand everything. The machine with cognitive science can write. So cognitive science gives you, for example, I'll just finish in just 10 more seconds, is that I am smiling. Did you like my dialogue? Did I like what happened to me? Okay, was a surprise hearing this word? Cognitive science gives you every feedback to the machine, which data science automatically is taken care by machine learning and AI. So let's not focus on doing that. Let us enhance our skills in something where humans cannot be replaced with the different skills which are required to run in the industry. That's my take on the first opening. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Pal. I think there are different areas that people have brought in. Uh, Let me remind the panelists, we wouldn't be having too much of time. So I think that till about 5:30 or 5:35, we would be ending the session. So a few questions that emerge. The first speaker we had, Mr. Chitresh Kumar. He has been speaking about various things like self-employment, management education, investor, and big data. See, I think that one crowd which will benefit most out of this discussion would be those who have just got the class 12 results and they are on the anvil to take a call. So they would like to know what are the options that they should be, because we are talking about space of commerce and management. That is the space that we are talking about.
Yes.
So what are the various options that they can choose from? I mean, we have already talked about the other attributes and the things that will go into making a great human being and a successful career. We've all talked about it. But to be specific, what specifics can we offer to them?
Sure.
Mr. Kumar.
So now it's about like looking at the practical aspects of it. You understand, like intellectually, you understand what needs to be done in the long run, but what decision should I take? So let's address that point. See, management gives us an opportunity to look at everything, put your head, put your brain, put your heart, and change it for the better. So that is what is known as the universality of management as a concept, which can be applicable everywhere. Even managing a home can be better managed by management. So what happens here is there are courses like BBA, Bachelor of Business Administration. BCom honors is also very good. At the end of BCom honors, a student can definitely go for MBA. And this Bachelor of Business Administration can be done in multiple, like hospitality, then tourism, then there is our general hospital management, which is opening up. We have seen that how dependent we are on this healthcare system during the time of COVID. And at least I will give my thanks to all the people who have served our nation. We have managed COVID, I will say, better than, we are too pessimistic. Maybe that's why we go on blaming these things. But we managed it better than many developed countries. So that has only happened due to the selflessness of these people who are working in the healthcare sector. And this is opening up. It has given us the extra interest in managing the health system. So government is very well bent on doing CapEx, capital expenditure. We are talking about Make in India. Many of the things are going to happen. So in fact, all these opportunities are opening up for the budding managers. So a person can do a BBA, a person can do a BBA in, let's say, hospital management, hospitality management, tourism, media sciences, business analytics. All these areas are open. These are the practical steps.
I have a number of questions which have been raised by people. So I'll want to answer them one by one. The first question I'll probably ask Dr. Preetham Pal to take up. Dr. Pal, one question is that there are so many management colleges today. It is very confusing which management college is supposed to be chosen by everybody, because they all promise good things. They all promise good career options and things like that. I've seen my brother struggling. My seniors, please suggest how to differentiate between one college or the other. How do you choose a college or an institute to study management?
Thank you, sir. So I'll just quickly answer this. So there are three factors that you should typically look at while choosing a management college. Most of the, if you're looking at an MBA degree, okay, then you should be not choosing the college, you should be choosing the university. Okay, the university where the particular course curriculum that is being, so let's say if you find that the particular stream and the particular skill set is been looked at, then you look at the university which is the best suited for the direction that you have chosen. And in that university, you always find a proper ranking. So, university always has a good ranking system. You can find out the faculty who are there for that specifically. So let's say you want to work MBA with the data science, then you can, rather than looking at the college profile, look at the faculty profile. The faculty profile that's the element which says who is the best faculty in that field. Automatically, you will understand that that's the best college. Even it might be ranked 10th, but if the faculty of that particular course is good, then you should be choosing that college. And the third thing is definitely the economic viability. as far as the possibility that is there for you to work there. One. And that's if you're looking at doing a more dynamic course, which is PGDM. Okay, a lot of people do MBA, which is a university-based. PGDM courses are there. So PGDM, you have to analyze the history, number one, of the education, how old they are, how long have they been doing this course, and what happens is their first year is common for everybody. What are the special skills and additional courses that they are given beyond the credit hours? Okay, that you have to find out if that PGDM institute is providing it and whom they have a certification tie-up with. So PGDM is good if you want to go in for very professional courses, but MBA, look at the university, PGDM, look at the faculty, the skill set, and the years behind it.
Correct. I think, see, for example, I'll just give you one small example for all the students. You will not find an institute like IRMA, which is in rural management, Institute of Rural Management, Anand. Now, if you take the number wise, you say so many first, top 10, top 20, top 30, you might not find it. For example, you might not find an institute like Indian Statistical Institute. ISI might not rank in the ranking that they usually, I have never seen this name, but these are all top class institutes. So guys, you need to do your homework, and the trick actually lies in identifying an institute or a college or whatever, which may not be in the ranking, but it's really very good. So that is where, because I have seen that in IRMA, the competition is not as much, whereas the competition in any of the other, even 30th rank MBA list, I think the competition is much higher. True. So knowing the institutes which are really very good, but not in the ranking list, might help you. Identifying, for example, say I was just talking about Jamnalal Bajaj. Now, Jamnalal Bajaj is a very, very good institute. At the same time, you might not find them in the ranking at all. They might not be contesting for it at all. So those sort of homework, that kind of homework, you have to do it for yourself. Nobody can give you a checklist for which college and things like that. At the same time, you might find that there are colleges which are having the same brands as I just talked about. And at the same time, for example, so many of the IIMs which have started, they're just coming up. But the brand IIM, if you just want to get sold by that, maybe that you're not doing. Many students want to go abroad. Many of them go abroad and they tell me that, sir, this one is ranked globally like this and like that, etc., etc. But sometimes you miss out whether with that kind of a qualification and the kind of money that you're shelling out, whether it is viable to be there for 1 year, 1.5 years, and then you'll have to come back to India, whether you would be doing the right thing for yourself. Even if you are going to count on return on investment, ROI, that also you need to think about. These are the questions that you have to yourself think. It's not all right for any panelist to point out at any particular institute, but these are questions that the students will have to take a look at. There is one definite question that I have for Mr. Kumar. It says that I have a question, which is I am a commerce student and I want to know how MBA helps engineers. So what I want to study, somebody wants to study film studies with management, and media studies can help, I don't know, schools getting into it directly. So if they study media studies, then whether it will help them in taking up film studies as a management.
Of course, sir.
So that is one question. The other question is that
study media, that is actually we have to look for congruence. If I am a commerce student, why should I, learn, try to understand how will an engineer be helped by management? So the question has to be kind of streamlined. So if I want to be in a media study, from there film studies will be the next step.
Yeah, that will be the next step. Another question was this, that whether and how does MBA help engineers? Well, see, whoever has asked the question, see, it's a very simple thing. Suppose you want to do MBA marketing, suppose. Now an engineer knows the product much better. So he is able to sell that product much better because he can explain that product so much better. So it is not possible for a person who has studied commerce to understand various things in engineering, which will help in selling that product. So that is how engineering helps in MBA marketing. I mean, that kind of combination works out.
Also, one thing to add, sir, MBA also provides the, way to look at the business as a whole, not just the, selling of the product. So it's like, business aspect.
So correct, that is there. Now I have a question, which is, I think this question can be taken up by Mr. Rajiv Poddar. Is it a good idea to pursue management after studying commerce? what are the future prospects of a commerce and a management graduate? So whether it is good to do BCom and then do MBA, or whether BBA and then do MBA.
See, ultimately the point is aim is MBA. So if you go by this route or that route, it doesn't make that much of a difference. If you do BCom and MBA, if you do BBA and MBA, more or less the same thing. It is 19-20 का फर्क है. But what I prefer is that whatever you do, whether that MBA is the final goal, then you need to start with the BCom BBA, because in BCom BBA they won't teach you beyond the books. They won't prepare you for interviews, and they won't prepare you for direct knowledge about current affairs in the proper way. So what I'm trying to say is that if your aim is MBA, you see, the point is, what I have seen, most of the people get stuck in interviews. That is why I tell my students that start reading right now. Go for it, because you have a book. This is a BCom book. You do it 1 month before, 1 week before, 1 year ago. That is depending upon you. You will clear. This is a book for CA. You will clear. But this current happenings in and around the world, not GK type, but current happenings, the latest geopolitical event. This is happening every day. New developments are taking place. 6 months back, Bitcoin was something crazy, going up. Then Elon Musk comes and they go to the moon. They were going to take the Dogecoin to the moon, $1. And then pieces are pulling out. They crash and then he goes. So there are things happening every day and you need to be updated. If you go for an MBA 3 years down the line, you go for BCom or BBA right now, and after 3 years you start doing the MBA thing, you will maybe able to crack the cap. But again, there will be interviews problems. There will be again problems in getting it converting. So I think whatever you do, make sure that you're updated with knowledge as much as possible. Because we have 30 crore population. India में 1.5 crore बच्चा हर साल पैदा होता है. 1.5 crore, and 1.5 crore people are going into the job market every year almost. So just imagine the amount of competition that we are going to bear. Then people go for law and enters CLAT, and they don't are aware of the 50 marks, 25% is there about the general affairs. They are not aware. आखिर तो डूबना ही था कागज की नाव को, आप इल्जाम देते रहिए नदी के बहाव को. No point in giving excuses later on that, oh God, this was not there, I didn't study that, this was not that. I am telling you to do that. I tell my students, knowledge capsule follow. Oh, sorry, this is out of the syllabus. You see, Chatur was also very famous in 3 years. If you want to become Chatur, it's all right. You have to fight. We mocked him, but he was also a very successful man. But if you want to become Naveed Khan, if you want to stand out in the crowd, I think along with education degree marks, you need knowledge. So as I said, sir, BCom, MBA, LLB, whatever you do, just keep enriching yourself with knowledge so that it will give you an extra edge while giving the interviews or being standing out in the crowd.
See, I'll want to further add a little bit. See, generally commerce के साथ, I think a chartered accounting qualification or a company secretary or cost accounting is very well connected, and a lot of subjects are common. It helps you a lot. Now, there is nothing to stop you from doing an MBA. But if you want to really do an MBA, you will, as a commerce student, you might get a disadvantage which will hit you, which is in terms of the data interpretation. So that is a subject that you will be giving at the time of CAT. You will be going through that data analysis, data interpretation. That is where mathematics will become a problem. So in that case, doing an economics degree, BSc economics degree might make more sense. You can do a BSc economics, and you have an advantage over commerce students so far as your CAT is concerned. Apart from that, you can also do actuaries if you like. If you don't want to get into actuaries, then you can do MSc finance, which is very close to economics. So MSc finance is something that you should be looking at. Find out institutes where you can do all this. So as a student then economics will open more avenues than commerce. If ultimately you are planning to do an MBA, then that will probably be of greater help. That is my contribution to this particular question. Now, I think at the end of it all, we have more or less answered the question that have been raised. The whole world is into digital. There's one question any of us can take up. The whole world is into digital social media marketing, but where does the traditional marketing stand if everybody gets into digital marketing? I think Mr. Pal, you can take it up.
Yeah, yes.
Where does the world stand if everybody gets into digital marketing?
Well, the core subject is still marketing. So digital is just a medium, as was magazine, as is newspapers, as is television. So now internet and social media, professional media and tweeting media has just become just an addition, okay, to what was already there. So marketing as a subject has not changed. Okay, social media marketing is also marketing. Social media has become a platform. So we used to give an ad in the newspaper. The people give it in the newspaper, in the digital newspaper, in the television, in the social media, and also LinkedIn. So it is just a new platform which has been managed. So the core is not yet changed. The core is still the same. We're just keeping on adding new platforms to it. Tomorrow, the next platform that everybody is going to see, because thanks to Reliance Jio coming with AR glasses in a very cheap cost very soon. So you will have augmented reality marketing. So your specs will, whenever you walk, will tell you, okay, with this chair you can buy a, maybe headrest. So that's another new platform which is good. So this is just a new platform. The old media marketing, ATL, BTL, they're all going to be the same. Nothing has changed. Yes, amount of money in all of them have just spread now. So people are spending more on digital marketing, which is not as much as it used to be in print media. But print is still there, ATL is still there, and BTL is still there. Nothing has changed.
One question I think any of you all can take up is that I think we have something called massive open online courses, which has become quite a rage. And many people are doing it, whether it is Coursera or whether those are the Ivy League colleges which are operating and offering 3 months course, 6 months course, etc. Do you think that in future these kind of courses will become something that will be sought after by the industry, or do you think that is going to help? Because traditional courses are for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, etc. These are all short courses, and people will be able to do these courses and they can combine and they can have a CV of their own. Is that kind of a thing likely to happen?
It should not be very far away, sir, but traditional degrees are not going to go away. Yes, it's good for upskilling or reskilling or honing your skills. But traditional degree system, though you cannot predict anything, but I
totally second it that whatever you might do, no knowledge is going to go waste, whatever you learn. But tradition will be traditional. On top of that, you can have a top of like everything, but not traditional things has to stay.
Yes, sir. So that will be augmentation of what is already existing. You augment the value proposition by adding certain things, but the core remains as it is.
Like people doing CA, CFA or BCom. There's stock market everywhere, SEBI everywhere, everything is there. But that is different. But if you do short capsules or classes of stock market somewhere or fundamental, that will really add on to you. It will complement with each other.
One of the things I think that will happen is like we have it at National Stock Exchange, where I happen to be associated. What they do is that you do the courses that they offer, like SEBI offers courses, NISM and things like that. They are valid for a certain period of time. After that, you have to reappear. You have to revalidate that you are good. For example, in Navy, Merchant Navy and things like that, they have to revalidate their proficiency. Say you are a chartered accountant or you are an engineer. Once upon a time, the world has changed so fast that knowledge may not be relevant.
Aye.
This is one of the things that will happen, that you will have to prove that you are good enough in that subject once again. And that will happen on a regular basis.
That's very good. Change is the only constant, sir. But people resist change. But we have to adapt according to the situation. Otherwise, it will not be survival.
So that means gone are the days that you have a qualification and you sit back and you enjoy.
I just need to
have to continuously improve.
I'm just going to mock myself as a teacher. That I read somewhere that every field person has to give an exam. A cricketer is known by the last few matches he played. A actor is known by the last few Friday releases. A politician has to come before a 5 year after it for giving an exam on an election.
So similar thing will happen with qualifications also.
And teachers, we just sit and do the same 50-year-old thing again and again. But things are changing. They need to be updated. Otherwise,
you have to be continuously upgraded. You have to, everybody.
Sir,
Please go ahead.
One point I would like to make here as well. So we need to understand the concept of value migration. See, sir, what happens is, in a given context, right now we can say value migration is happening from, let's say, the traditional media to the digital media, or let's say from the public sector unit banks to the private sector corporate banks. So that we must be very careful about. Whatever things we are learning, there will always be these small changes. So this is known as value migration. So students since they know themselves well, it's a self-discovery. Career is a choice of career, is ultimately a self-discovery. But then while doing that, they need to know how value migration take place. So that's why it's a new, emerging, why we are so concerned about these emerging, career options, because value migration is happening in very fast pace. So that students must be, that's why all these, qualifications need to be upgraded every like 1 or 2 years, because things have changed, world has changed. So it's no longer the same, like river.
No,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
I think we have had a very nice, enriching discussion. Maybe the panelists can raise some questions which other panelists can answer. Would Mr. Poddar like to ask a question to any of the co-panelists?
No, sir, I think that everyone is doing a great job. I just want that we spread knowledge far and wide. ज्ञान बांटने से बढ़ता है, बढ़ेगा इंडिया तो बढ़ेगा इंडिया. That is what we are all doing. I think that if I can be a part of any part, because I teach totally free, if I can be a part where I can speak and teach students about the happenings that I keep on doing the knowledge capsules, my services are always there, sir.
So, Rajiv ji, 101% we will approach you. You can definitely share your concept. We will once again give you a topic.
Earlier, sir, it was not possible for me to enrich students with the whatever little bit of knowledge I have got by watching the 5 TVs. But the point is now, since
now it is
not possible for me to go, but because pandemic has got one silver lining that I can do it online everywhere. That
absolutely,
is why
absolutely.
I'm teaching all the NGOs in India right now. I'm teaching a lot of schools in Midnapur, all the small villages. There people, class 6, 7, 8 people are sitting. I'm not teaching, I'm telling them it's not a class, knowledge. I'm just trying to enrich whatever I can impart.
No, without any doubt. Yes, Mr. Kumar, any last remarks that you would like to make?
Yes, sir. So nice to be, here along with you all, sir. I learned so many things by attending, and I'll definitely I'll search out, Mr. Rajiv and also you, sir, of course, and I'll listen to your talks. But one thing, sir, I think it's about time. Let's make a pledge. I mean, it's about time we look beyond all this, China plus one or the endorsement from countries like US. We have to stand on our own. So China or no China, India is going to prosper. You're saying that, China plus one, China is not going to prosper, so India has an opportunity. Yes, I accept with folded hands. But let's go beyond that. I mean, let's grow India, and we should not look for endorsements from US, or we should not say that since, anything American is like the modern. And the moment something is spoken about Indian, culture and wisdom, we say it's that ancient wisdom. So it's not like that. Let's grow it from here. Let's stop our dependence on all the, like US or maybe Europe or this. India is a new India which will emerge.
Okay, very good. I think we discussed at length. Mr. Pal is not here. So, yeah, you want to say something, Rajiv ji? I think from your gestures, I feel you want to make some remarks.
The only thing I keep on telling my student, you will meet a lot of failures, you will meet a lot of success. Don't get depressed, as Mr. Pritam was saying that people get depressed at the drop of a hat. याद रखिएगा, असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई, देखो और सुधार करो. जब तक ना सफल हो, नींद चैन को त्यागो, तुम संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़कर मत भागो. तो कुछ किए बिना जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. So keep trying. हारता वो नहीं है जो गिर जाता, हारता वो है जो गिर के उठता नहीं है. So whatever might be there, just keep doing it, and we will do chak de phate.
Chalo, fine. I think.
Thank you so much, all the panelists.
Thank you so much
for being a part of the session. Dr. Shah, Mr. Poddar, Mr. Kumar, and Dr. Pal, who was here with us. We are really thankful for our webinar partners, RCM and EIILM. Thank you so much.